big age. Guys, I turned 40. It took me so long to be able to say that. Turning 40 was so scary. I wasn't scared when I was turning 30. I don't know, for some reason I was so excited to turn 30. And here I was turning 40, and last year just thinking it's such a big age. It's such a big age. First, to start with, shout out to all the 40-year-olds and 40 plus, because there must be something that was in our water in 1984. We look really young. I lost over 10 kg, guys. It was deliberate, by the way. I wanted to turn 40 and just reinvent my mind, my body, my spirit, and just the journey to just, entering into the next decade, because it's going to be the next 10 years. And that's how I block, age and seasons in my life. The next 10 years, what do I want to achieve? Who am I? And I realized that fear was such a foolish thing to have, and I hope this ministers or speaks to someone, because if you look back on the journey to where you are right now, you'd see how there's nothing but gratitude that you should feel. I don't miss my 20s, guys. My 20s was a shithole. I didn't know who I was. I didn't know what I was doing. I spent my entire 20s obsessed with the idea of love and not being in love. I thought I was in love, but that was the idea of love. And those are years that I cannot get back. But I'm very thankful that my 30s were a bit more of my realistic years. In my 30s, I started making a lot of money. In my 30s, I started, finding out who I am. And I'm so grateful that all of this happened alone. Do you know what I mean? Like, shout out to those who have gotten married in their 20s and their 30s. Great if it's working for you, but I'm super duper excited that, this is my journey and this is my story. And I will be sharing with you guys a few lessons that, turning 40 has left me feeling. Okay, it's still early because this is still February and I only turned 40 in November. But yeah, let's get over that. The baby girl for life. I'm still a baddie at 40. I still feel the same. Nothing's changed. I think I'm more assertive now. I think that's the only thing that's changed. When people will tell you things like when you turn 40, you literally don't give a fuck. I used to be like, really? I don't give a fuck as it is. But turning 40, baby, it's worse. I actually don't send anybody's father. Do you understand? I don't send anybody, papa. There's a light bulb that goes off in your head. And you literally realize that half the people you're thinking, the opinions you care about, or the people you want to like you, or the things you think matter, they actually do not matter because nobody gives that much of a fuck. Excuse my French, but I'm an adult, so I can swear. And it's my podcast, so welcome to my shit. Not shit show, but welcome to the show, right? So I'll be sharing some things with you guys, and I hope that you guys sort of take these things on board and, imbibe it in your daily living. And I hope that it actually just changes your perspective, regardless of how old you are. The earlier you start, the better. I don't regret my journey because, number one, regret is so exhausting. Let me tell you that now. Don't waste your time regretting anything. Listen, they're not that powerful. You sit back and you think, I blew it. I lost that opportunity. I lost that job. I lost that marriage. I lost that relationship. And you beat yourself down over and over and over and over and over again. Newsflash, you're not that powerful to change the course of what destiny has in charge for you, right? God has set out your life, and before you were born, he knew you. The Holy Book says that I have known you before you were born. He literally crafted you in your mother's womb, and he has your journey set out for you. And you can't wrestle. You can wrestle with anything, but you can't wrestle with God. And God has put you where you are supposed to be. Wherever you are right now is where you're supposed to be. We make mistakes, and, he's the God of grace, and we learn on our mistakes. I like to think about it like a catapult, When you launch it backwards in order for it to go forward, it's the most excruciating experience. It's the most nerve-wracking, heartbreaking. You bend it literally backwards to launch it forwards. And those valley experiences and those things you think you blew, those are the experiences that are actually shaping you and propelling you to the next phase of your life. So listen, regret is so exhausting. Make today the last day that you actually live in regrets. What happened. You could have done better. You did not know better. Now you know better. You do better. Move on. Just move on. Stop looking back. You are not Lot's wife. Honestly. Are you a pillar of salt? You are not. That's the old Toke coming back. This is what it was like. But honestly, regret is so exhausting. Number 2, get comfortable with your truth. Honestly, the hardest thing I could say out to myself is, geez, My stats as it is, I am 40, I am single, I am childless. I said it and I did not die. And that used to make me almost tear up. I used to feel like, oh my God, how am I 40 and I don't have a child? How am I 40 and I'm single? How am I 40 and I'm alone? Listen, if I'm completely honest with you guys, if I had gotten married again, I would be divorced again. Because the lessons just never stop. I'm grateful for the journey. I'm grateful for where I am at. I'm grateful that I am 40. And life is perspective, okay? I can look at that stat and be like, oh my God, I'm 40. I don't have a child. I don't have a husband. People have passed me. But I can look at it as I'm 40. I'm a boss. I've built an empire. I am one of the most resounding voices out of Africa. I have the love of family. I'm in great health. I love what I do. I'm not waking up miserable, thinking, oh my God, I can't believe I'm still here. I have the right amount of people that are supposed to be in my life. Sometimes you need to sit with your truth. And once you sit with your truth, they say you cannot shame the shameless. Once you can tell yourself those uncomfortable truths, I'm not always going to be childless. I'm not always going to be without a spouse or a partner if I so desire it, right? What I desire desires me too. Hello, give me some manifestation right here. But this is where I'm at. And this is what it is right now. Am I going to be comfortable with my truth? Or am I going to let that beat me down? The moment you can sit with yourself and tell yourself those ugly truths that you think are ugly, they become beautiful. They really become beautiful. Sometimes I'm lucky and happy that I get to experience life this way and learn my lessons this way. And, eventually when the person that is meant for me comes along, I know that I'm more mature. I know that I'm, in a better headspace. And I know what it's like to be in a relationship where your voice is not silenced, where the person sees you. I know the red flags that I'm going to look out for. I know the things that, I would not make excuses for. And that can only come with age, honestly. So people like to get into conversations with age online and try to shame people with their age. And I sit back and I think, do you not want to grow old? Do you want to die young? I don't get it. Why do you think, shaming that person for being older? They're wiser than you. And honestly, looking as good as I do, I think I'm actually kicking it. And I absolutely love it. So number one was regret is exhausting. Number two is be comfortable with your truth, whatever it is. Don't let nobody put labels on you, because once you can sit in it and accept what it is, it becomes beautiful. It becomes you know what? This is life. This is me. And I'm super duper excited about this. Number three, it's okay to label things as they are. And this is in the department of friendships, right? One of the biggest lessons for me through my years is just some friendships expire, and that's okay. Doesn't mean they're bad people. It doesn't mean I'm a bad person. If I'm a bad person in their book, it's also okay, because as I said, I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck attitude you have when you make that turn. You would realize that it's okay if I'm a villain in your story. It's fine. I don't even correct stories about me anymore. When people ask me what happened between you and this person, they said, I listened and I'm like, what they said is what I did. The one they didn't even tell you, I did it. I'm a bad person. Leave me alone. Are we okay? I've told you to. I'm a horrible person. I'm a horrible friend. Okay, can we move on? Thank you. Jesus loves me and I'm fine. I honestly think that we should be comfortable with letting certain situations and friendships go when the time is right. One thing I will tell you, and I will leave with you today, is the only respect you can owe someone you're no longer friends with is to not speak on them in the past, in the present, or in the future. People ask me, it's like that person died. I'm like, they did die. I would never speak on all the people that I'm not friends with. I'm sure you can stumble on this video. If you've ever heard Toke said, I dare you to come out. I don't care about my version or my side of the story. It doesn't matter. What happened, happened. What it was, and what is going to be is going to be. Okay, so the respect I can give a friendship that I do not existing anymore is to not speak on it, not share my side of the story, not air my views about the person. You just don't hear from me. I just disappear. It's almost like you'll be wondering in your life, were we ever friends? That's how I know how to deal with things, honestly. And it doesn't always have to end in a war zone, right? Remember the good times. My father taught me this and it changed my life forever. If you can think about 5 good things someone has done for you, maybe they are not entirely bad. If you can think 4, it's not a bad relationship or a bad situation. If you can count 3 on the top of your hands, it's okay. If you can count 2, maybe they are bad. You can count 1, throw them in the dustbin. No, but honestly, it's like when God wanted to wipe off the people of the children of Israelites and he was conversing with Moses. I particularly take a lot of lessons from the Holy Book, which I'll be sharing with you guys a lot. And one of the resounding lessons with Moses and God is when God was angry and vexed and he said, I'm going to destroy them. And he says, if you find this amount of people there, will you change your mind? If you find that amount of people, will you change your mind? If you find 1%, to the point that at the end of the day, God realized, okay, you know what? I'm not going to destroy them anymore. You literally need to do those check and balances, right? It's okay for friendships to end. It's really okay. Some people are in your life for a season. The problem is we like to extend that season when it has ended. It doesn't mean that they have to be in your life for good. Some people are very lucky and blessed that they have the same set of friends from when they were in kindergarten to when they were in, college, and they're still friends. 20 years, 25 years. Happy for you. Amazing for you. You guys have grown together. Incredible. But that's not everyone's story. And that's okay too. Honestly, if it's time to go, wish them well, pray for them, love them from afar, and keep it moving. Another lesson I'll learn with